Create a replayable terrorist hunt mission using the spawn group function and the tog garrison script. Today I'm going to show you guys how to set up a terrorist hunt type of mission where you can spawn an enemy infantry squad as many times as you want and have them garrison surrounding buildings at any location and any map that you want. We're going to start off by placing a player. I'm going to place him right here. We're going to right click him and give him a loadout. So I'm going to go to load and I'm going to choose this loadout, and this is going to be our loadout. Then we're going to go to triggers and we're going to choose a trigger without a size. We're going to place that next to the player. We're going to edit the trigger. Under the text we're going to put spawn enemy, and then under activation we're going to create a radio trigger. We're going to set it to repeatable. That's all we're going to do for the moment for this trigger. I'm going to actually give you a code later that will spawn the AI. We're going to set up a respawn, so we're going to go to attributes at the top and then to general. And since we're going to be fighting against independent, we need to make them our enemy, and that's all we need to do for there. Just hit OK. We're going to go back to attributes and then to multiplayer, and we're going to go to respawn. We're going to choose respawn on custom position. Then under respawn delay we're going to set that for 2 seconds, and that's all we need to do for that. Just hit OK. Next we're going to go to the 2D map, and then next to the player we're going to go to markers, which is F6, and we're going to place a flag marker, and we're going to place that right about here. We're going to edit the marker and give the marker a variable name of respawn _ west. Now if you wanted to play as OB4 or independent, for OB4 you would put east, for independent you would put guerrilla. So respawn east or respawn guerrilla. And that's all we need to do for that. The marker is complete. That sets up our respawn. Now just a note, you could also use the respawn position module for this and do the same thing instead of a marker. That will work too. Next we're going to save our scenario, and we're going to put it on Malden, and we're going to name the scenario terrorist _ hunt. Alright, so now that our mission is saved, we're going to go to the scenario tab at the top left, and we're going to go down to where it says open scenario folder. I'm going to give you guys a code. This code we're going to put into the trigger that's next to the player. So we're going to start up a notepad document or a notepad++ document. I'm going to start up a notepad++ document, and I'm going to give you guys a code. What this code is going to do is going to allow you to spawn any infantry squad or AI that you want. So we're going to go one line down, make sure the cursor is blinking, and this is the code. _squad1 space equals space left square bracket get marker pause space quote spawn 1 end quote, and then comma space resistance and then comma. Hit enter so you're one line down, and then you're going to put left bracket end quote quote end quote comma quote and then end quote, and then 2 right square brackets just like that, and space call space BIS _ FNC _ spawn with a capital S group with a capital G and then semicolon. Hit enter again. You're going to be in one line down. You're going to put left curve bracket, left square bracket, leader, and space _ squad 1 right square bracket, and then right curved bracket, then space EXECVM, VM is capitalized, and space quote tog _ garrison _ script .sqf end quote semicolon, And then we're going to go one line down again. This is going to be our last line. We're going to put a hint space quote the enemy squad has been spawned, exclamation point, end quote, and then semicolon. Alright, let's go over this code real quick. So squad 1 is basically going to be the infantry squad that's going to spawn. And then once it spawns, it's going to get a marker position, which we have to place yet. And it's going to spawn at this marker position, which will be named spawn 1. The side of the squad is the resistance or independent. Now if you want to spawn a blue 4 faction, then you would put west. If you're going to spawn an O4 faction, then you would put east. That's what you would do. Here is in between the quotes will be class names of the infantry squad that you're going to spawn. We'll get those in a minute. And then this calls the spawn group function. This here is a code that spawns, that uses the tog garrison script, which we'll add to the mission folder in a minute. This has the script function on the leader of squad 1. And then this is a hint, which basically you'll see when the enemy squad spawns and then garrisons. So just keep your notepad open for the moment. We're going to go back in game and get the class names for the squad that we want to spawn. Alright, back in game, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to groups and we're going to choose independent. We're going to go to FIA infantry and then assault squad. And basically, I'm just going to put the squad right here. If you haven't done it already, just highlight them like that. And then right click one of them and then go down to where it says log. And then go to where it says log classes to clipboard. So once you do that, the classes will be logged. And then just highlight these guys and delete them. Let's go back to our code that we just created out of the game and add the class names. Back looking at our code, what you're going to do now is you're going to go to these two brackets. In between these two brackets where the quotes are, and you're going to press Control V. That'll add all the class names that we just acquired in game. So what we need to do here is we need to add quotes before and after these class names and commas. So just watch what I do. Just hit a quote. So you want to quote before and after each of the class name, and then after the class name you want a comma. And then the last class name doesn't get a comma, and then we're going to shrink this up a little bit by doing that. Alright, so the code is complete. What you're going to do now is you're just going to copy this entire thing, press Control C, and then we're going to go back in game and we're going to paste this code inside the trigger next to the player. Now you're going to go to the trigger right here, double click it, open it, and go to the on activation box. Make sure your cursor is blinking, and you're going to press Control V. Now this is going to paste the code that we just created, and all you have to do now is just hit OK. That sets the code, and save the mission real quick. And then two more things we need to do. One is we're going to go to the map and we're going to go to the middle of the buildings here, and we're going to go to F6 markers, and we're just going to place a flag marker, and we're going to place it in the middle, and we're going to name the marker, give the marker a variable name of spawn 1. So this marker is going to be where the enemy squad that you're going to spawn will spawn at. And once they spawn, they're going to garrison all these buildings, and then you could basically go kill them. Let's save our mission real quick, and then let's go back to our mission folder. Alright, there's going to be 4 scripts that I'm going to share with you guys. I have them in a new folder. I'm going to select all these and move them to the folder. I'm going to zip these up in a zip file and link them for download. All you need to do is put these 4 in your mission scenario like I did here, And let's go over these scripts real quick. The tog garrison script is the script that will garrison the spawned enemy that you're going to spawn in your mission. So let's open that up real quick. And there's really nothing you need to do, but let's go down to where it says radius. And where it says radius, that's 100 meters based on where your marker is at. So when the AI spawn at the marker, they're going to spawn in a radius of 100 meters within the area of all the buildings that you want to garrison. So if you're in a large area and you want more buildings to be covered, then just increase this number to a larger number. Alright, so that's the garrison script. The I9T SQF, this is a cleanup script. This right here is 40 seconds. If you want to increase that or decrease that, then also increase or decrease this accordingly. So if you want to say, if you want to make this, let's say 60 seconds, then make this say 6, and that's all you need to do. So that'll basically clean up all the dead bodies in your mission. The next is these two scripts, which we need to do one thing in the mission for, on player killed. And what this will do is it will save the loadout of the player, because when you respawn, currently if you respawn in the mission, your loadout won't be saved. So you'll respawn without it. On player respawn, it gets the unit's loadout, it sets the unit's loadout, saves the unit's loadout. If you wanted to make a co-op scenario where you and your friend are playing this mission, what you could do is just name your other playable unit and make this say unit 2, and then just copy this line, press Ctrl C, and then hit enter, and then press Ctrl V, make this say unit 2, and make this say unit 2. Now if you have more players, just do the same thing and then just change the number accordingly. Since it's just us, then we're just going to have unit 1. These two scripts right here are basically going to allow you to save your custom loadout. Alright, so let's go back into the mission and give our player a name. Alright, let's go to the unit and give him a variable name of unit 1. Okay, and that's it. Now that'll save your loadout. Hit save, and let's play the mission. For respawn to work, we need to play this mission in MP LAN. So let's go to play at the top, and then down to where it says multiplayer. And let's set up ourselves a server. The password here is our mission. So now what we do is we choose 0, scroll down where it says radio, and spawn the enemy. Now if you go to hit escape and press spectator, you're going to see where the enemy has been placed and where they've spawned. So they spawned and now they're garrisoned. And let's go take them out. That's one guy down. Gotta be careful. There's a guy right there. Two down with that. Let's go over here. There's a guy right there. Okay, the balcony is clear. There's gonna be some in that house. Let's run to the rock. think that came from over there, so let's go around. Probably from that window. Guessing. Oh, we know there's someone in there, so we'll go this way. One in there. Bugs are loud. Alright, we're in. Let's go to the back here. Clear. Oh, this is clear. So all these guys are upstairs. At least one or two of them is. Be a guy in here. Nope, this house is clear. If there was more in here, maybe not. Guess not. Alright, so there's gonna be a guy in that house that we know. That did anything, but if there was anybody in that room, he's gonna be dead for sure. At least I think I do. Let's go to the wall here. I don't know if there's a guy in there or not. There's nobody in there. No one. Okay. No one in there. Alright, let's go to this house. Yeah, it's gotta be the guy in here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, as you can see, I respawn with my gear, so... Alright, we gotta kill this guy. That was the guy, he was in the other room. I didn't get him on time. So... that didn't do nothing. Alright. Now if we respawn, just notice that the bodies are gone. Alright, Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that. Just a quick tip, just remember that you can relocate these markers to wherever you want. You just move them whatever position you want, and you can have a mission there. You can put the marker in the middle here, put your respawn point over here or something, and play the mission and spawn your enemies, and they'll garrison the buildings. Go from there, and that's it. Alright guys, for more codes and scripts, take a look at this playlist.